Hi, so in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the boundaries and limitations of a personal tutoring role. I'm going to do this by starting with situations that would be limitations or boundaries, and then talk about what needs to be in place so that those things do not happen. The first one is having informal contact with students outside of school. This is a child protection or a child safety issue. So the tutor would need to maintain the same sort of integrity based relationships with students that they would with their classroom students. So having things like following students on social media or allowing um, students to follow tutors on social media, taking pictures of students and keeping them on one's device, whether that be a cell phone or whatever the device might be. These are all things that would overstep the boundaries of the tutor student relationship or any educator and student relationship. So the safeguard would need to be in place to let students and educators know that these kinds of situations are off limits. So again, that would need to be in a student handbook, in a rule book, in a parent handbook, anything that is going to outline the relationship between student and tutor and what are those boundaries. So no social media, no any kind of um, uh, it's overstepping the relationship that is professional and legal for students to have with tutors. So that would be one of the limitations. I'm sorry, one of the boundaries that would need to be in place. Also, it is very common for the tutor as the person that students might see 4 to 5 times a week or 3 to 4 times a week, and the tutor has created a safe space for students to come and just blow off steam, to talk, to let the tutor know how things are going in other classes. Sometimes the line can be crossed, and students might speak ill of other teachers who are the tutor's colleagues. And so this has to be carefully navigated, understanding that if a student is having a problem with a teacher, that they should be able to talk to not only that teacher, but also to the tutor, to go back to the role of the tutor as serving as a liaison. However, complicity when maybe talking about a teacher might go too far, or speaking ill of this teacher or teachers, this is a line that does not need to be crossed. And therefore, this would need to be also discussed at the beginning of the year when the tutorial comes together, when the norms and agreements are being laid out within the group for what the expectations of behavior are. So this is a line not to be crossed, and a fail-safe for that is to have the norms and agreements agreed upon prior to starting the tutorial. A third thing that might need investigating or looking at is the tendency for the tutor to overstep their assigned role. For example, if a student is having issues with or academic issues with mathematics, and the tutor happens to be able to do the higher math that the student is having trouble with, the student really should be steered in the direction of finding the help that they need with their classroom teacher, okay, so that the role of the tutor does not go beyond what it should be. um, there isn't enough time for a tutor in a tutorial setting to take on teacher roles, they may already have these in place as well, taking over teacher roles and becoming an academic tutor. So the social emotional part of the role of the tutor should supersede the academic part. Not to say that a tutor could not help with some sort of, for example, in my school, I have helped students edit their university applications. I have helped students in my tutorials write their essays or statements of purpose for applying to university. That is not something that I see as overstepping a role. It kind of helping. However, I'd never assumed the role of the university counselor. So again, it those roles need to be defined. Yes, we are at serving as tutors, a safe space, a place for students to come and share issues, to kind of dig deep sometimes about issues they might be having. However, there need to be boundaries in place for kind of prevention of overstepping these roles. Um, and that will ensure that the students know their place as far as these boundaries, and that the tutor does as well.